Na-da-dee, da-da-da, da-da-dee-dee-dee-dee. That'll get rid of anybody that doesn't want to be here.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father
To 8.
and the creator of what is going to be the number one most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Hey, let's go. Good morning. Good morning. How are you, my friend? Dude, today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday, a.k.a. Taco Tuesday. Every Tuesday night, my mom is kind enough, her and my stepdad, Everett, they make tacos. They invite over the Lundys, which, by the way, random complete side note. We don't get invited to anything anymore. I don't know what that is. We have lots of friends. They'll have parties and so on and so forth. And we just never get invites. My wife and I were talking about it the other day. We're like, nobody invites us to anything anymore. So either we stink, which I don't think so. I shower every day. Or it has to be because we have so many kids, bro. So it's like, if you invite the Lundys, keep in mind, say you're having a birthday party for your kid and you're inviting like 8 people, right? That's pretty, you're like, all right, 6, 8 kids. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to go to the trampoline park or whatever it is, right? If you invite the Lundys now, you double that. Your whole party gets instantly doubled. But no, my wife and I were talking about it's interesting. We don't get invited anywhere anymore. With that said, my mom and my stepdad are always kind enough to invite us every single Tuesday. They invite us every Tuesday. Why is this not showing up? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, we were talking for just a little bit, and then I realized we weren't streaming. So instead of being right on time, like I was hoping to be, now we're a little bit late. Let's do this again.
Good morning and welcome to hashtag Rise and Grind. I am your host, Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to one, a father
To 8.
and the creator of what is going to be the number one most watched morning show in the world. It is 5:30 a.m. and I hope that you are ready to rise and grind.
Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? So I pushed the button to start recording, and I started the show, and I was talking for like 2.5 minutes, and I was trying to find the show on my Facebook, on my phone, and I'm like, why is it not live? Well, because I never pushed the go live button. That's why it's not live. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. That's right. Today is Tuesday, a.k.a. Taco Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. So I want to make sure we make the absolute most, and I do mean the absolute most, of this absolutely incredible day. One thing I love about Tuesdays is my mom and my stepdad are always kind enough to invite us over. They always invite us over for Taco Tuesday. We can bring the family. My stepdad makes tacos. We've got a bunch of things that are going on in Paris, Kentucky on Tuesday nights, like gymnastics and dance and baseball and all these different things. And so my mom and my stepdad are kind enough to invite us over for Taco Tuesday. Now, here's what's interesting. I was talking to my wife about this recently. We don't get invited to anywhere anymore, dude. It's crazy. We literally don't get invited to anywhere anymore. We have lots of friends, so on and so forth. Friends will be having parties. They'll be doing things. They'll be going on trips and so on and so forth. And nobody ever invites us, ever. And we were like, what is up with that? And the only thing we could think, it's either A, we stink, which I don't think I stink. I take a shower every single day, so I don't think I stink. Or B, it's just the overwhelming thought of how many kids we have. Right? Like, say you're having a birthday party for your kids. You're like, okay, you can invite 8 of your friends. And then they're like, well, I want to invite the Lundys. Boom. Now your party just doubled, right? Or you're talking about going on a family vacation. You're like, we should take the kids. We should go to the Bahamas or something like that. Oh, well, what about the Lundys? Oh, bro, they got 8 kids, bro. Like 10 of us. Like, we were just planning on, there was going to be like 6 of us. Now all of a sudden there's 16. So I guess that's probably why we don't get invited anywhere. But we were just talking about maybe it's something different. If it's something different, please let me know. I would just love to know. But my mom, on the other hand, she is super kind. And she invites us over, all 10 of us, to her house every single Tuesday. I am coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. And I think maybe yesterday I came here in studio. Today here I'm in studio. I think maybe I'm a little nostalgic because this is one of the last days that I will be in this particular studio. We, as a company, we are moving into a smaller office space. Right now, our office space is 10,000, just over 10,000 square feet. And we are going down to an office space that is 5,500 square feet. So we're going from 10,000 square feet to 5,500 square feet. Originally, we had a vision. I had a vision. The team had a vision of what we were going to do with this space. That was our original idea. We're like, boom, we're going to use up all of this space. We need all this space. But fast forward, and there's been advancements in technology. There has been a shift in the culture of how we do business. And basically, we have a bunch of empty blank space in this 10,000 square foot facility. It's unused space. And at $30+ per square foot, like, we're literally just throwing money in the trash, right? We are just throwing money away by having an office space this big. And so we are going to be heading into a smaller office. But here's what's interesting. And I want you to write this. I want you to write this down this morning. Right out the gate, I'm going to ask you to write something down, all right? Write this down. In today's day and age, you have the opportunity, and it is important that you do more with less. Just write that down. Do more with less. Like, in our businesses, we should do more with less. We can do more with less people so that those people can, if you have a pot, right? If you have a pot, or if let's use a pie, if you have a pie that can be cut into so many slices, the more people you have, the smaller each person's slice, right? But if we can do more with less, everybody can get a bigger slice. The business wins, you win as well. Right? The business wins and the individuals win as well. So do more with less when it comes to our businesses. Also in relationships, when you look at relationships, it's not the big grandioso gestures that solidify relationships. It's not the big weekend, or the big week cruise to Alaska or whatever. No. You can do more with less. Like, you can watch a show with your spouse, which I do every night. I watch Friends with my wife every night because it's her favorite show, and just 30 minutes in bed makes her happy, makes her feel seen, heard, and significant, right? You can just send a little encouraging message to somebody via Facebook or Instagram or whatever, just via like a text message, right? Like, relationships are strengthened through what you do daily, not through big grandioso gestures. So in relationships, you can do more with less. I was talking to a guy recently. His name's Eric, and Eric is in amazing shape. He is like 60 years old, but he looks like he is probably 40 years old. He's in incredible shape. He's super, super fit. And so I was talking to him. I'm like, tell me about your workout routine. And he was like, oh, I just do less weight, more reps. Do more with less. Less weight, more reps. Now, what's fascinating is there's this guy named Jesus who really understood this idea of doing more with less, with only a following of 12 people known as disciples, and without a political office, and with very few funds, and without the technology like what we have today, and without, golly, from what we understand, the only transportation he really had was boats and donkeys, and in only 3 years lived in such a way that he impacted humanity now for over 2,000 years. Like, Jesus was the ultimate example of do more with less. He was a do more with less leader. And see, this week we're in a series. That is called Who is Jesus? And in this series, we're not necessarily looking at it from a biblical standpoint or religious standpoint or even a spiritual standpoint. We're just studying the most impactful leader of all time. Just like we would study any other leader, success leaves clues. And in this case, there's a massive level of success. The clock, the date that you and I all consider in our minds to be the date, August 19, 2025, is based off of the life of Jesus. Many of the schools in this country, many of the hospitals in this country, and of course the best-selling book of all time is all based on this leader named Jesus. So this week we're diving in to understand and extract all of the leadership qualities that we possibly can from the life of Jesus. And we're going to continue to do that today. So I'm super excited that you're here. I think I have a powerful and amazing episode for you, getting ready to kick off. Now, before we go too far, though, there's something we have to do on this show, and we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to introduce, so on this show, we go, okay, and now it's time, let's dance, right? And we all dance, we get our bodies in motion, because an object in motion stays in motion, and an object at rest stays at rest. So this is going to be the part of the show where you're going to hit the share button. This is going to be the part of the show where you're going to say good morning to me, and this is going to be part of the show when you're going to get your body in motion. However, this is going to be a little bit different because I don't want to talk over what I'm about to just show you. So I need you to do all those things. Say good morning, drop it in the chat, hit the share button, get the bodies in motion. But I need you to listen to this song that was shared with me yesterday that I think is super, super cool. You ready? Hold on, I want to make sure you guys can hear it. Yeah, so check this out.
Shining through my blinds. Thank God I opened my eyes. Yeah. Coffee brewing, lacing up my shoes. Got no time to lose. I'm chasing what's mine. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the time, sweat and sacrifice. Cause a dream don't live if you don't pay the price. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the time, sweat and sacrifice. Cause a dream don't live if you don't pay the price.
Yeah, alarm clock hitting like a beat on repeat. But I get up, hit the floor with my 2 strong feet. Bills don't wait, kids gotta eat. So I clock in early, stay late, no sleep. 9 to 5, then I'm flipping my side hustle. Life's a fight, every day is a muscle. Pray for strength, then I double my hustle. Keep my vision clear, I was born for the struggle, yeah.
I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the time.
Okay, all right. The reason this is important. Hold on, I dropped that volume. I want to make sure the volume drops. Okay, so the reason this is important, there we go. There we go. So the reason this is important, okay, so drop a good morning. I'm going to say good morning to you. Good morning, Rodney Rock Hatfield. Good morning, Liza Borges. Thanks for being here. Good morning, Almir Derming. Good morning, Russell Tabone. I tried calling you yesterday. Good morning, Mary Lynn Wilkin. Good morning, Sol Salcido. Good morning, Trisha Rue. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The reason this is important, that song was sent to me. That voice that you just heard is no one's voice. That beat was never written by anyone. That song was made by AI. The entire song. The voice, the beat, all made with AI with a prompt. Angeline Moore, great to see you. Mike Strong, what's up? Sarah Green, thank you for being here. Jim Ballard, thank you for being here. Kimberly Hatfield. And so Regina Fleming. So check this out. There is a Facebook page. Luanda Barber, good morning. There's a Facebook page. I want to share it with you. It's called Vinyl Vibes AI. Okay? Vinyl Vibes AI. This is a member of the Rise and Grind community. And he created this page. I want you to all go follow this page right now. I want you to all go follow this page. So he is making a bunch of songs. So he's got like Christian songs.
Whisper soft under the moonlight glow.
He's got some country.
Yeah. The right choice. Yeah. Yeah. Randy and Rocky, they're the R&R team, helping you drive out with that showroom dream on how.
I mean, he has got all these amazing songs on here. There he is. Randy's on here right now. So he's got all these songs on here. So I want you guys to go follow this page. This is Vinyl Vibes AI. Follow this page. Super fun. Randy Kennedy put this page together. Randy Kennedy is making all these viral AI songs. There's the one we were just listening to for our show, right? The Everyday Grind, which is amazing. So anyways, this page is awesome. Go to Vinyl Vibes AI and check it out. That's our guy, Randy Kennedy, a member of 800% Club. Go support him. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. What a time to be alive. Crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, let's keep going. And if you haven't already, hit that share button, tag your friends, do all of those amazing things. If you don't know who I am, my name is Glenn Lundy. I am a husband to 1. I am a father to 9. I am the host of this show here, hashtag Rise and Grind. I'm also the author of The Legacy Titles, 12 Proven Principles to Grow Your Business 800%. I also wrote a book called The Morning 5 Simple Steps to an Extraordinary Life. I am a motivational speaker. And I'm the guy who gets up at crazy early in the morning so that we can have this time together. All right. All right. Kimberly Hatfield, good morning to you. Don Sankey, good morning to you. Angeline Moore, thanks for being here. Pam Poe, thanks for being here as well. And for those of you that are watching on replay, make sure you drop a comment so I know you stopped by. 99% of our viewers watch on replay. And so make sure you drop a comment so that I know that you were here. We are in this series called Who is Jesus? Yesterday, we talked about, Jesus flipping the definition of leadership upside down. We talked about how as a rebel leader, Jesus went into the temple of God, cast out all of them that sold and bought in the temple, overthrew tables of the money changers and the seats of those that sold doves. Yesterday, we talked about how sometimes leadership isn't about fitting in. Leadership is about standing up. We also talked yesterday about how people were amazed at Jesus' teachings because he taught as one who had authority not as the other teachers of the law. Strength and authority, vision, clarity. This is what people want to follow. So fast forward, that was yesterday, Jesus the rebel. Today we're going to talk about Jesus the servant leader. So it's fascinating because Jesus flipped the definition of leadership upside down, not with tables this time, but ultimately by bringing the idea, the concept to the table that the greatest is the one who serves. You see, Jesus' leadership example showed us that real influence, like real deal influence, is not about titles. It's not about wealth. It's not about power. It's about humility and service. Humility and service. So yesterday, Jesus the rebel, right? The disruptor who shook up the system. But here's the real twist. I want to make sure you catch this. While most rebels will rise up to take power, Jesus actually rose up to give it away. Think about that in today's society. Think about these huge, massive companies and these huge, massive people. We're on the verge of companies being worth trillions of dollars. Trillions. The Zuckerbergs of the world that control the media airwaves. Here's the twist. Imagine if they rose to that power, not for the wealth, not for the influence, not for the prestige, but ultimately they just gave it all away. Like, imagine the most powerful person on the planet grabbing a towel, kneeling down, and washing the dirt off of people's feet. Not in weakness, but in strength. The strength that comes with servant leadership. And see, this is exactly why Jesus' influence has lasted over 2,000 years, because it's so abnormal. It is so unhuman. Most with power, wealth, they continue to chase more power and wealth. Most with power and wealth might share a percentage of that power and wealth, but most with power and wealth and influence tend to seek more power and wealth and influence. They don't intentionally give it away. You see, Jesus washed the feet of others. Now, to give you context on that, foot washing back then was a job for the lowest servant. The lowest servant in the house was the one who was supposed to wash the feet. So say you had 5 servants in the house, like the one that's the rookie, the one that's like day one, right? Like you've got your veteran servants, and then you've got your newbie servants, your green pea, as they call them, servants. The newbie servant, the worst of the servants, the lowest of the servants, it was their job to wash off people's feet, right? Keep in mind, back then, people didn't necessarily have shoes. They had sandals. It's dirty. It's dusty. They walk into a house. They need to wash their feet. Their feet are dirty. My kids' feet, when they play outside all day, dirty. Imagine living in that environment all the time, right? So the lowest servant's job was to wash the feet. And then the Bible, greatest best-selling book of all time, tells us this story where Jesus washed the feet of the disciples. And here's what he said to them, John 13, 14 through 15. Here's what he said.
Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet.
Simple as that, right? Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. And then he followed that by saying, I have set you an example. I have set you an example. You see, here's what's interesting. When you serve others, you can earn trust faster than authority. Like going in and just saying, here's how we're going to do it. This is the thing we got to do. And you gotta believe me, it's going to work. Right? People are like, No. Service earns trust faster than authority. Now, I want you to understand how radically different this is than the current world we live in. Imagine, just for a minute, can you imagine Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk washing each other's feet? Can you imagine that? Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk washing each other's feet. I actually ran it through Google VO3. This is kind of what that would look like. This is Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos washing each other's feet. Now, I had to go ahead and have AI make a video of it real quick because I assumed that you and I would both struggle to actually visually see those two washing each other's feet. Could you see either of those two scrubbing the floor in the bathrooms of the 100,000 square foot facilities that they have all over the United States and beyond? Do you see how different it is? How shocking that would be? You see, service equals power. Service earns trust faster than authority. You see, Jesus' disciples didn't just follow his teachings, they followed his example. This wasn't soft, getting on the kneel and washing feet. This wasn't soft. It took courage, humility, and strength to stoop down and wash other people's feet. You see, it's interesting. John Maxwell, some of you might know John Maxwell, some of you might not. He's a pretty amazing guy. If you haven't read any of his books, look him up. He's got over 60 best-selling books. John Maxwell said it this way. He said, the test of a leader is not how many people serve him, but how many people he serves. The test of a leader is not how many people serve him, but how many people he serves. You know, I was on stage with Eric Thomas once. There was an event. Some of you were there in attendance. It was called Hustle and Grind Con. And at Hustle and Grind Con, Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip-hop preacher, he was on stage and he was doing what he does where he gets all jacked up and he gets all motivated and he was like, you think you're doing something? You think you're doing something because you're putting food on your family's table? That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put food on your family's table. Nah. You're doing something when you can put food on 100 families' tables. When you can feed 100 families, now you're doing something. And I never have ever forgotten that. At that time, when I heard him say that, I thought I was doing something. I did. I thought I was doing something because I had the house and the white picket fence and my wife was in a good spot and my kids were fed and clothed and so on and so forth, right? But when I heard Eric Thomas say, that's what you're supposed to do. See, that's taking care of the family is what you're supposed to do. But the more we can go out and serve, bro, that's true leadership. You see, in business, the leader who asks, what do my people need from me today? That leader builds loyalty. In our families, the parent who serves their children with love earns lifelong respect. In life, servant leadership multiplies influence because it makes others feel valued. So if you want to unlock your full potential, serve somebody else first. Like find one practical way that you can serve today. Maybe it's in the workplace. In the workplace, just go out of your way to support a teammate. Somebody you wouldn't normally support, a job that you wouldn't do, just go out of your way. Like literally go out of your way to support a teammate. It's a tiny little gesture, doing more with less. In your home, maybe you can lighten the load today. Maybe you can lighten the load on your spouse. Maybe you can lighten the load on your kid. Right? Maybe today, like normally your kid goes and cleans the room. Maybe today you just go in and clean the room with them. Maybe it's in your community. Like maybe in your community, you can encourage or help someone who needs it. You can support a mission. You can support a charity. You can support a local business. Maybe there's a neighbor who is having a hard time mowing the lawn. I don't know, but I just want to challenge you. Like, just go serve somebody, man. You see, Jesus showed us that greatness does not come from climbing higher, which is so absolutely backwards from the culture we're in today. Jesus showed us that greatness does not come from climbing higher. It comes from kneeling lower. You want to lead like the greatest leader of all time? Then don't chase titles. Chase towels. Grab one. Serve. It's interesting because studies have shown that servant leadership is now one of the most studied leadership models in business schools. And research shows that companies with servant leaders, they see higher employee trust, more innovation, and increased performance. Yet Jesus modeled this 2,000 years ago. Before leadership theory even existed. He modeled it 2,000 years ago, and we still, in this day and age, there's only a handful that are getting it right. Let's stand up. Let's be the rebels, and let's be servant leaders. Does that sound fair? Awesome, cool. That's going to be my challenge for you today. That's the challenge today as we go through this series. Who is Jesus? The leader. The leader, Jesus. Who is he? How can we take those clues? Success leaves clues. How can we apply them in our lives? Look, thank you so much for joining me here today. Sorry for the late start. But super grateful that you're here. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We'll do this all over again. This series is already making a tremendous impact on me. It's got me thinking about a lot of things. If you can't tell, normally I'm just like spitting off on the show, but now I'm deep in thought. And my guess is maybe some of you are too. So thank you so much for joining me here today. I love you. I do. If nobody's told you that yet today, I want to be the first. I absolutely stinking love you. Have an incredible, incredible day. And I'll see you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. We'll do it all over again. Peace. Life's a fight, every day is a muscle. Pray for strength, then I double my hustle. Keep my vision clear, I was born for the struggle. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the times when every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the times when it's sacrifice. Cause a dream don't live if you don't pay the price. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the times when it's sacrifice. Cause a dream don't live if you don't pay the price.
from the bottom, but I climb like a ladder. Money don't define me, but it makes life matter. Blood, sweat, tears drip down, it don't shatter. Every setback's fuel just makes me go faster. Work boots, tie, or a mic in my hand. Doesn't matter where I'm at, I'ma stick to the plan. Grind for my fan, for the future, for the land. Every sunrise means another chance, understand.
It ain't easy, but it's worth it. Every trail got a purpose. I'ma keep on pushing till I surface. Working for the day I say I earned this, yeah. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the time, sweat and sacrifice. Cause a dream don't live if you don't pay the price. Every day I grind, I hustle, I shine. Working hard just to make that dollar line. Stacking up the time, sweat and sacrifice.
Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have